If you all can hear me, I hope you can. Is it good? Yes, I'm getting some thumbs up in the back. All right. Welcome everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Julie Miller-Rugg, and I am the Executive Director of the New Mexico BioPark Society. We're thrilled to welcome you to the ABQ BioPark Botanic Garden, a nationally recognized destination featured by USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice Awards, the Travel Channel, and TripAdvisor. And we've been recognized for several years in a row, so this is an amazing garden. Today is an especially exciting day because we're officially opening Lebanon and Beyond, a new garden that celebrates both plants and culture. It started as a dream conceived by Monica and Robert Gaddis almost 5 years ago, right, Monica? As a way to feature plants from Lebanon. Today, the dream has grown into a beautiful and iconic new space where our community can come together to celebrate the ties that connect us to each other and to nature. We often get asked, why Lebanon? And to answer that question, I'd like to introduce Monica Gaddis, who will explain the inspiration and a little bit about the history and culture, right, of the Lebanese people in New Mexico. So Monica, come on up.
Do you want the fan behind you?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on behind her. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't really prepared to give a speech today, but now I am. I'm very pleased you all came today to celebrate the opening of the Lebanon and Beyond garden. Robert and I planned this several years ago, and finally, about 5 years ago, it became a reality when we contacted the BioPark, and they were interested in doing something like that. And it grew from a rather small project to a rather large project, as you can see here. And our intent was to celebrate both Lebanon and its culture and its plants and his sort of way of life, and see how it combines with New Mexico culture, because there's certain similarities. We really, as I mentioned before, didn't really have a particular garden in mind. We just kind of worked together with the wonderful landscape architect we had, Emmanuel Didier, whom I don't see here right now, but I'm sure he's somewhere around. And together with him and his expertise, we brought this project together in the plants, in the overall structures here. He understood what we wanted to give it that touch of Lebanon, with the arches over here and the rocks that you see all over, that makes this place very much reminiscent of Albuquerque and its gardens over there. We hope it will become a nice addition here to the biopark, and so that it will be enjoyed for many, many years. And anyway, thank you so much for coming. Is that okay?
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you, Monica. That was amazing. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you our mayor, Mr. Tim Keller.
Thank you so much. And this is truly just a wonderful occasion for all Burqueños and New Mexicans to be out here in this beautiful space that our city has curated now for decades, but with this additional space that the Gaddis family has made possible. And first, I just want to touch a little bit on Lebanon, because you can learn more about this in a book written by Monica Gaddis that tells you actually about the deep connection between the Lebanese community and New Mexico that actually goes back to pre-statehood. And in more recent times, we just also want to appreciate the family's contributions to our city in keeping us healthy. You know, the Gaddis family has been in the pharmacy business for, I don't know how many generations, but at least two.
At least.
Yeah. And so at least as long as, you know, I can count for two myself, so we'll say at least three. But number one, that notion of keeping us healthy, and of course, in addition to feeding us good food along the way at Duran's, but also at Slate Street, another version of Gaddis family contributions, and of course the food at the Albuquerque Museum, and a lot more in between that the family has contributed over so many generations here in New Mexico. So we're grateful. And what an amazing way to, I think, branch all of that care for New Mexico and belief in Albuquerque out into a garden for the public. In many ways, I think a different kind of healing, a sort of serenity healing and a cultural awareness healing that we all need, now represented by this amazing garden. And so we are absolutely grateful for that extension of all you've done for our community, and now for the entire public that we can enjoy. I also want to note too that this, it goes a little bit without saying, but I just want to say it. Like, it would not have been possible without the Gaddis family, just to be clear. When I heard about this project, I kind of was like, well, I know a little bit about Lebanon, a little bit about the Lebanese contributions in New Mexico, but also, I was like, how are we going to fund that? And how is this actually going to work out? And I think at least half the plants came from Mr. Gaddis's garden. And so anyway, it's been a family effort, but that's what really made it possible. And when actually the BioPark staff, they were like, well, there's a long history with the community and also a particular family that we work with all the time. Then I was like, okay, this is amazing. Let's absolutely make it happen. Now, to actually pull it off, of course, we'll have some folks from the city up here who are going to speak to how we were able to do this and exactly how special it is. But I just want to acknowledge up front everyone at the BioPark Society and BioPark staff and arts and culture staff. If we could just give them a round of applause for everything they do and for making this happen. So I think with that, I'm going to hand it back over to our MC, but just say, first and foremost, thank you so much for all you've done over the many decades for Albuquerque, but also for doing this for the next generation as well. And with that, I'll hand it back over to Julie.
All right. And actually, I'm going to hand it back over to Matthew Peterson.
There we go. That's what I was supposed to do.
It's all right.
Good job, Matthew.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Julie. So what started as the Gaddis family's dream quickly became the BioPark's dream. We're incredibly grateful for their vision and their generosity, sharing their culture, their family stories, and even their plants with us. Lebanon and New Mexico may be on opposite sides of the earth, but we share very similar climates and landscapes. Within these landscapes, culture thrives. The impressive stonework distinguishes this garden with a nod to Lebanese and New Mexican masons. The rough edges of the stone hold a secret. As the sun moves across the sky each day, shadows shift and the stones reflect the sunlight, creating new intricate patterns throughout the day. Here, you are surrounded by Mediterranean plants, New Mexican plants, and plants that thrive in both of our climates. Some of these plants were grown from seeds. Others got their start in Robert Gaddis's garden. All will be tended with care by our amazingly talented horticulture team. This garden will transform over time and throughout the seasons. Each spring, thousands of bulbs will bloom. As plants mature, this will become a green and lush oasis. Years from now, grapevines will climb the pergola and shade us in midday, and trees' canopies will begin to touch overhead. Here in the heart and hearth of Lebanon and Beyond, you're invited to stop, sit, and stay a while. Gather with your friends to celebrate or sit alone to contemplate, and make this garden where your own dreams are formed. Thank you. And I will turn it back to Julie LaRue.
There are several companies and people we'd like to thank for their contributions in making this fantastic garden happen. Takes a village. So of course, Robert and Monica Gaddis, Brandon Gibson, the BioPark director, Shell Sanchez. Why do I do that to you, Shell? I don't know. Shell Sanchez, Arts and Culture Director, Sam Sterling, Architecture, Emmanuel DDA and DDA Design Studio, Sean Ziegler, Ryan, Jonathan, and Erica and the SDV Construction Team, Rangewood Reclaimers, New Mexico Travertine, Plan Collaborative, Southwest Glass and Glazing, Southwest Pipe Supply and Welding, Yellowstone Landscaping, Quality Masonry, Silverado Electric, Overbay Construction, Plant World, the BioPark GRT team, and the Marketing and Education teams, Megan McCormick, Development Director, the BioPark Horticulture team, especially Matthew and Maria. This is the longest list, but I'm telling you, these people are amazing. I'd also like to highlight that a portion of this garden was paid for from our fundraising events, including River of Lights and Run for the Zoo, and in fact, $2 million worth. So thanks to the Run for the Zoo committee members who are here with us today. Thanks for working so hard for us. This is the first and only dedicated Lebanese garden in North America. It shows that great things in Albuquerque can do when a community is committed to creating significant cultural landscapes. Community is the heart of this garden. The Gaddis family shared it with us, and now we share it with you. Before we wrap up, I'd like to mention that 2 trees will be planted after the ceremony. A chestnut-leaved oak native to Iran and donated to us by the Denver Botanical Garden, and a stone pine grown from pine nuts supplied by Robert's brother in Lebanon. In the spirit of generous Lebanese hospitality, I invite Robert and his son and brother Marco and Nazi to lead us in a toast officially to open Lebanon and Beyond. So please come on up.
Albuquerque's amazing in the fall, isn't it? I love it. My name is Mark Gaddis, and I'm one of Robert and Monica's, sorry.
Oh, we can lift it for you. How's that?
How's that? My name is Mark Gaddis, and I'm Robert and Monica's one of their 4 children. In 1954, my father, Robert, immigrated from Lebanon to study pharmacy at UNM right up the street. One of his hobbies has always been gardening, and he eventually became a master gardener. And several of the plants and cuttings that you see here today came from his garden. He also recognized some of the similarities that our city and state share with his home country. The rocky topography and wide open spaces reminded him of where he grew up. Both of my parents absolutely love the Botanic Garden, and so about 5 years ago, they floated the idea of commissioning a Lebanese garden to the New Mexico BioPark Society and set the framework for the beautiful exhibit that we are celebrating today. The gardens represent a unique opportunity to learn about another part of the world and to share some of the similar plants and structures with everyone who visits here. On behalf of my parents, Robert and Monica Gaddis, we would like to offer our sincere gratitude and thank you to the City of Albuquerque for sharing this vision. In particular, Maria Thomas, Megan McCormick, and Matthew Peterson, along with their amazing staff from the BioPark who coordinated and managed the project from beginning to end. We'd like to thank Sean Ziegler and SDV Construction for their tireless efforts building the space and for patiently providing my parents with tours and updates of the project, usually with short notice. And of course, we'd also like to recognize architects Emmanuel Didier and Sam Sterling for transforming this vision from concept to reality and developing the idea that was presented back in 2020. It's absolutely how remarkable this space resembles the gardens in Lebanon. Thank you all for coming today and making this idea a reality. So this is Robert's brother, Nazi Gaddis, who came from Lebanon to celebrate the opening of this awesome space.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to say just few words, 3 sentences in Arabic, and then I translate them into English, trying to summarize it all. بدي رحب فيكم كلكم واشكركم على حضوركم اليوم لافتتاح Lebanon and Beyond Botanical Garden. وبدي وجه شكر كبير لكل يلي تعبوا وتعاونوا لحتى يصير هالمشروع حقيقة. وآخر شيء بحب أشكر من كل قلبي خيي ومرته روبير ومونيكا غطاس على الجهد الكبير يلي عملوه حتى يجيبوا زهور ونباتات وأشجار لبنانية ويجمعوهن بهالأرض وبهالحديقة وتصير هالأشجار اللبنانية على الأرض الأمريكية. روبير ومونيكا كل عائلتنا تفتخر فيكم كتير كتير كتير. I'm going to translate this into English. I would like to welcome you and thank you for joining the inauguration of the Lebanon and Beyond Botanical Garden. My gratitude goes to all those who coordinated their effort to make this project a reality. I extend my heartfelt thanks to my brother and his wife, Robert and Monica Gattes, for their outstanding efforts in bringing Lebanese flowers, plants, and trees to this garden on the American soil. Robert and Monica, our family, the Gattes family, is really proud of you. Thank you. I would like to say the cheers in Arabic. كيسكن صحتكن. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. All right, thank you so much. Please enjoy the garden. It's good. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Well
so
done.
That was wonderful.